it's you! Come on in and join us!
Welcome to Camp Barbershop Duet. We're so happy you're here for your summer break, and today we're going to be taking you out to the rope swing.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet!
Hey, we're so glad to see you. Come on in. We're so glad you're here on the first day of summer break.
Yes, today is our second soap from Summer Break Soaps to celebrate it being June here.
Yeah, all these artisans are educators, and they make the summer break soaps during the summer and now year-round, and we're so excited to celebrate summer for these 3 episodes and to feature this one.
Yes.
But our mention
today is actually from a fellow wet shaver. We were scrolling along and we saw this and we're like, wait, we haven't seen this soap before.
Yeah, y'all, Douglas Lane posted this, and I reached out and I said, hey, buddy, where'd you buy that? And he said, buy it. I made it.
Yes.
Wait, what? And we had a couple of phone calls, and we got to know him and his family a little bit. And
Super
y'all,
fun.
this is the beginning of something amazing. And we asked him if we could feature it here on the show just to put it on your radar. But we have a budding artisan among us, y'all, and he's created 2 scents that he sent us out just to get a little bit of feedback, but also to put it on the radar of us and our barbershop whiff pack to y'all. And this is his barbershop.
Super fun.
Y'all, there are 2 things about this that I have not found yet in a barbershop. Mint and cherry.
Super
and they're
fun.
together in an old school vintage barbershop scent. Amazing. We love this. And he even sent us out the EDP sample. Y'all want to put this on your radar now. Look out for it. What did you think?
I loved it. And I don't know if it was intentional, but my brain really got the image of the red, white, and blue from the mint and the cherry and the barbershop. Like, just somehow the actual image of the barbershop pool came through.
We hadn't even talked about that yet, y'all, but this is why she's here. This is why she's so much smarter than me. So, hey, Douglas, awesome job, and we look so forward to the rest of your creations.
Just excited to be part of your journey in this little way, and just be your first little
giving
testers.
you some feedback. Even we are so excited to do full episodes on these when they are
will
ready
be coming.
to release.
Don't you worry.
So stay tuned, y'all. But
for the future updates.
boy, are they doing something right! I'm excited about this. And what's our soap today?
So our soap today, we are going to be adventurous and try to jump off a little rope swing action here.
Y'all, summer break is taking us out to summer camp. I'm thinking maybe the Parent Trap in the 1950s. At least that's where I'm putting my flag. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at Summer Break Soaps.
All right. The goal with this scent was to further explore the idea of plunging into cold water in an exotic location. We initially went to a tropical poolside with Cannonball, which we just did, so check that out. With Rope Swing, we are headed to a pristine mountain lake. The scent notes are things I can't read.
Those
Don't even.
Y'all, I'm so excited because Cannonball was poolside. It was a drink and a wisp of chlorine. Beautifully nostalgic. I love it because I grew up with a pool. And that chlorine smell is amazing. And then this one takes you out to nature's swimming pool. Have you ever been in like a swimming? Well, you have the Red Bluff cabin, the river.
I know a lot of people in Northern California always talk about going to like Clear Lake is another big one, or up to Tahoe. Like I've never been to Tahoe in the summer, which is funny. I've always only gone when there's snow everywhere.
I've only been in summer, so that's
see,
funny.
there we go.
Well, once to see George Carlin, we had to drive through a blizzard, but we didn't exactly see it.
Yeah, you didn't really
dark,
get to play in.
home,
that doesn't count.
But yes, George was great.
We've talked about my cabin a few times up in Red Bluff area, and there's this river that goes through, and you can literally jump in.
Oh, yeah. It's over your head in some places.
It is. And so we never had a rope swing, but we did jump off of rocks into like water holes, we would call them.
Right.
Or, as we got older, we would just take the long chairs and sit them in the river. Right. So you have the cold water rushing by your feet. So it's like the snow melting, and that's the water that we get. So it's clear, it's pristine mountain air. That is for sure.
And having had a pool, there is nothing more different than being in like a mountain stream or a mountain lake than being in a chlorinated backyard pool. Very different. And I love that they created 2 different soaps to capture those.
And I feel like, there's going to be
that
that vibe of like wildlife, like trees around or something. That part's going to be different. Like the last one was at a pool. We are not at a pool anymore.
I accidentally saw a scent note, and I want to come clean, but it's dandelion. And I thought, how flippin' charming is that? Because there's going to be all over around a mountain lake in the summer, right? Let's unbox it. We got 3, and this is how they came. We did not get splashes on this trip because we wanted to get more soaps, but
okay,
there it is.
It's finally time to see that.
This artwork. The initial artwork was sort of designed after lined paper, and then they had a special artist come in and design these.
And tell me, if you didn't see that logo, you wouldn't want to go to that summer camp? I mean, come on.
Instantly.
Right?
Instantly. And when we just looked at the page, I was like, oh, I wanted Woodshop too, just for the label. I bet it
right?
smells amazing.
I know. Now we're going to have to get more, clearly.
Book by its cover, and it's never led us astray. No. Let's have a first impression. All right, here we go.
Marcus is going first.
Oh, we were just saying, we don't have enough soaps with menthol because we have a lot of splashes with menthol, but not a lot of soaps with menthol. Yeah. So I'm excited that
I'm guessing that's what it means by cooling. It'll be a little chilly jump into the river.
Right, because no matter how hot it gets, that mountain lake is going to be cold.
Yeah, that water does not warm up.
Right,
it is
Lake
still
Tahoe
cold.
does not get into the 80s in the summer. Nope, no, she stays cold.
The one benefit is if it's warm outside, as soon as you get out, you'll dry off real quick.
That's
but
true.
the water
That's
is
true.
cold.
The water's always cold. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, that was a good, long, solid whiff. He went on a trip to the mountains.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite of the summer breaks.
Oh.
Y'all. Okay, hold on. With Cannonball took me back to my pool. I remembered having a little drink in my hand, an orange Sunny Delight kind of tangerine kind of thing. Well, I was little. I didn't know.
Sunkist, I don't know what they had. Yeah.
And then the chlorine of the pool and a little bit of this stuff. This takes me to their place. Ooh. This has such a strong, beautiful identity that it's like opening your eyes in a brand new place in like a forest glade with a big lake in the middle. And the lake is blue. Deeply blue. Hold on a second. Hold on.
You're on a trip to like a whole different state, which is fun because we're in California. It feels like we're going somewhere new.
Whoa, you know what I love is when you first take this in, it meets you with sort of a floral, and then immediately the floral turns into something sweet, beautifully sweet and charming that's not floral. But I'm not sure what it is. It's a little cedary. It's a little bit gourmandy, but not really. It's just more that sort of, it's so good. You want to...
Is it more like a sunshine? Like, can you tell you're at water? Like, are you outdoors, obviously, but like, what makes it there?
Y'all? Okay. I love that you asked me that because this opens your eyes and brings you all of the beautiful sunlit senses of citrus without the citrus. Or I should say, with the very beginning top note of citrus, and then it turns. So for me, no matter how sweet you make citrus, there's always a sour after effect. There's always a price you have to pay for putting citrus. Somehow, this gets off scot-free. This brings you all of the beautiful sweetness of all of that citrus, and then it doesn't need to pay it off. It just keeps those beautiful, light, almost florals of the citrus and doesn't get into the sours or the bitters. And then it turns and becomes the woods and the spices and the coolness and the water. Wow.
You're taking me on a trip. Like, I feel like I'm at the location with you.
This is my favorite summer break, so 100%. 100%. This is. I know this is the second one to air, but this is the third one we shot.
It's true. We'll come clean.
This is the winner.
Okay. If we had to pick. If we had to pick.
Although I love them all.
And as you were saying all of those things, I was getting flashbacks to when I was little. But there was a campsite in Winters that we used to go to.
Oh, right.
And we would do two families. Like our family would get one side and another family would get the other side. And we always wanted to claim these spots because there was a rope swing that was because it was right on the edge of water. It was like right below a dam, so water was running behind you. You could hear it all night while you slept. But when the sun was out, there was one rope swing and you would be able to take it and jump to the water. And it wasn't too deep, like us little kids could totally get into it, but it was really cold. But everything you were saying, I'm like, wow, I wonder if this is going to take me there. Because that's where my brain thinks when I think rope swing.
I'm curious. I love that the identity of this was so new and strong that it overrid the actual memories I had of rope swings and mountain streams and took me somewhere even better. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you're taking it.
Take it. Let's see. If I'm off to my campsite, we're a whole new place.
You are in store for a summer vacation. All right, take it in. Okay, here we go.
Oh, this is a real place. You were there.
I'm telling you, maybe more than any soap we've got, this takes you to a real and a beautiful place.
And we just did like a bunch of stuff, kind of more winter fall side that has woods in it.
Right.
This is a different place. It is a different type of location.
100%.
I don't know how you get that immediately. But
right. I definitely get the flowers and trees, but I get the water somehow even more prominently.
And you know, it's funny because when we have done more water-based ones, it's been more like ocean, aquatic, a different type of summer.
Right.
I don't know how. But we are definitely in mountain spring water.
And
it is totally different.
Unless the beer commercials have been lying to me my entire life, there is something about cold mountain spring water that just has a sweetness to it. Fran,
naturally in there.
Yes, Fran at PAA can smell water. It was one of the things we talked about at the very beginning of our journey was like, so for me, even water has a scent. And I think that those beer commercials are onto something. There is something about freshly melted snow that just gives that water a sweetness. There's a reason that colognes like Cool Water or Virgin Island Water have those names and have those identities. I think there is something about a mountain lake that is sweeter. And that identity, that saturation is turned up.
I don't know how you did it, but it's for sure
beautifully
different.
Centered here.
Like, and I didn't even get past that. Those are just the first two things I got.
Right. So I think the sweetness in this is even more the water than it is the florals or the woods, if that makes sense.
Well, okay, and then think of, like, at least even at our property, like, anything close to the water is really fresh and green and blossoming and blooming during the summer because the water is still right there.
Right.
As you get further out, some of the stuff starts to dry up because it's a little hotter in the summer. But there's something being that close, like all the floral stuff, that even the greenery around is sweeter because it's already blossoming and blooming right there.
100%.
And you know, I don't know how, but I know it's daytime. And I know that there's sun out. There's a little shade from the trees. But I don't know how. But it's happening.
Yeah.
It's during the day.
Like,
we're having a fun time.
When I do need to shave in the morning, this is my pony. I know I'm a nighttime shaver. I like a little bit of the mustiers, all the darkers. But y'all, when I do need to shave in the morning, I need something that's going to be comforting, that's going to be all the beauties of my nighttime soaps, but that's going to be more something that wants to get you off the bench at the basketball game, get you moving, get you ready for the day. Boy, is this my pony.
Supposedly some menthol in here, too.
I know.
Throw that in, it'll wake you up.
I think it might be the synthetic.
Right, because I don't really get the whiff as much.
Because I'm not sensing it.
But I like that. Because
I do too.
That's different. That would be more like Alaska water. You know, like you could really smell it. But here, there's something, I get what you mean by the sweet, but it's a very subtle, it's not gourmandy.
Right.
But it almost could paint that type of sweetness.
Yes. Well, think of how sweet, freshly melted snow water might smell. And I remember going with my dad once when we went to Yosemite when I was maybe 9. We went to Disneyland first and we went to Yosemite on the way home.
Cool.
And there was a mountain stream that was like running and you could tell that it was like right out of the mountains. It was freezing cold because this water had been snow about 20 minutes earlier. And my dad reached down and he cupped some in his hand and he drank it. And he offered me some. Now, y'all, I was the kind of kid that would check his ceiling for spiders before bed. I was not your like running, jumping, climbing trees nature kid. Normally, I would have had a little bit of a fear to just reach down into a stream and take a drink. Deer peed in that. I know they did. It was that. But there was just something about it in that moment that overrode all of that and was like, okay, I'm going to trust my dad. And I took a sip. Y'all, it had a sweetness. And maybe it was deer pee, but it had a sweetness. And if you can imagine a beautiful Yosemite mountain stream, that is where this is taking me back to that memory.
Even just smelling this, like it does take me, those are like my favorite places to go, is to just escape in nature. Like we've been to Yosemite, we even made Lainey swim in our river water. So we'll have to find a video for you.
There's a video somewhere.
But it takes me to anything that could fit in that genre. Right. And there is just something about being that far in nature, like unplugging from technology. You know, your phone doesn't have service out off in the woods here. Right. But there is something about that rope swing, summer break of like literally just unplugging. You're done with school. Right. You don't have all of those requirements. You can just escape.
Yep. And y'all, it is time at our summer camp to do some arts and crafts. Let's look at the scent notes. I'm gonna scoop the soap and Sarah's gonna do some lathering.
This is our honeycomb bowl from Monica at Vanulay. And then this is our brush from Jeremy Fletcher, who sent it to us, and it just matches so perfectly with the purple. I had to pick this one.
Thank you, buddy. We love this brush over the last few months.
Fun little summer colors. Can I have a little bougie action here?
Okay, y'all, so back to the sales page at Summer Break Soaps. The scent notes on this one are dandelion, water. See, I love that water is a scent note.
You were right.
Moss, galbanum, juniper, ozone, patchouli, and cedar. Ozone is brilliant here. Y'all, that's
Makes
the smell of
sense.
that slightly electric, sweet smell around a copy machine. If you ever had a big office copy machine, that's that ozone smell.
Right, and I wonder if that's why I knew it was daytime. Like somehow it was like I thought like the rays of sun somehow were kind of
Just
like that
the
thing.
dandelion, you don't think of dandelions in the dark, I don't think.
Okay. The scent opens with a rush of green before settling into a beautiful mix of dandelion and woodsy elements. The aquatic notes are not featured here, but instead play a supporting role.
I think they just give it the sweetness. Like that's why they're there.
Right.
Rope Swing will also feature the synthetic cooling ingredient, WS23. The result is a cooling sensation that will set in after a minute or two and last long after your shave. If combined with the aftershave, the cooling sensation may last for 30 minutes or more on some people.
Wow, 30 minutes!
Like crawling out of a racing mountain lake,
Those are the people that don't get out of the water. They don't just...
And y'all, after a while, you get more of the dandelion out of this. Oh, I love it.
Okay, let's see what the ladder... I got a little when I was whipping it up. I don't want to ruin it, but see what you get.
Oh, it's smoother. It's just a little bit softer on the edges. Oh, this is beautiful.
I think
but all
I was
the
getting,
identities there.
yeah, and I think I was getting like, you know, you think of like teenage years going off to summer camp, like there's something fun and younger about it.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like the Cannonball vibe. Like there is a fun nostalgia to this, although you can totally smell it and be a complete adult too. But there is something fun and different in there.
So, y'all, I went to summer camp once during high school. I was an assistant counselor, and I came home early. The second night, they brought all the campers. These are little kids, like 7, 8, 9 years old, up to this like little mountaintop on the outskirts of camp, and they were going to sleep under the stars on the baseball field, right? Well, about 30 minutes after lights out, you know, they had one of the counselors drive a truck up to the little baseball field, and in a big stage whisper, they said, "Hey, don't wake up the kids, but a homicidal maniac from the mental hospital in Napa just escaped and he's heading this way. So I'm going to go over there with a shotgun and guard the kids, but you keep them here and keep them quiet." Y'all, they all started wetting the bed that night. They all like huddled together in a big group and they all slept in ships.
Way.
It was unbelievable.
Everyone didn't. No one was going to run away now. They're all just going to stay hanging out.
I'm telling you. So it's kind of those kind of memories that this brings back.
Okay, that dandelion part. If I hadn't read that it said dandelion, it paints a really pretty, bright, fun, summery picture.
Beautiful. I don't think y'all realize how often the smell of dandelions is associated with a great time, whether it's golf or whether it's baseball or whether it's just being outside on a hike. Dandelions are a giant part of what I sense when I'm outside having a good time.
Okay, smell where the dandelion, the ozone, and the water meet here.
Okay, hold on a
Because
second.
now that you've read that list, I think that's what I'm getting.
Whoa, yo.
Right? Is that what it was?
Hold on. This is the surf and turf whiff, y'all.
all right.
3, 1,
Summertime.
2. I got the flowers and the lake. Oh.
Yeah, there's,
Yo.
the deeper greens I get more off the puck, and then here, they're like, the trees are alive.
100%.
They're there.
And y'all, I just love that the unassuming little innocent dandelion is the monster that holds this all together, and it's beguiling.
It's
in how that's
completely
working.
unassuming. Like, when I first saw that, you said, oh my gosh, I saw a dandelion. I'm like, I don't even know if I know what that smells like. But here, for sure you do. I promise.
You know, I kind of want to feel a little bit
I know.
of
I'll
this
be brave. Let's see without the menthol.
synthetic menthol. Oh, look how this paints on,
W23
y'all.
something? WS,
Ah, WS23. Oh, I feel little kisses on my face. Oh,
thanks
little
for
Jack
having me.
Frost kisses.
It's
I'm getting
gentle.
it.
It's there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
like jumping in a mountain lake.
Okay. So I know sometimes menthol has like a smell that you immediately think of, but I like in this one that it doesn't actually have a smell associated with it. It's in there and you can feel the cooling factor kick in.
Right.
But it is more of like the cold mountain water. It's not like you're smelling menthol that's making it cold.
Right, because you can't smell how cold water is.
Right.
However, you can hear it.
Right,
so,
you
y'all,
can.
ready? Go to your sink, grab
it.
a big cup of hot water and a big cup of cold water. Now, I mean hot water, right? And pour them. You can tell the difference 100% of the time.
Listen, it's
Whether
a
you
thing.
know it or not, your ear will tell you 100% of the time if you're hearing hot water or cold water being poured. I'm not sure why we can tell the difference.
I'm a little nervous on the menthol vibes, but this one is not too much. This is just enough where I'm like, it's a gentle little nudge of chillness happen.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I'm wondering if we can do some cliff diving. How deep does this lake go? Y'all, like if I had to create like a mountain lake scene, right? I would throw a little cedar at it. So that you would get like hints of it. Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. This is supposed to have this and this is
Right,
supposed
I'm
to have
outdoors,
that.
moving.
And I can kind of get a sense of it by the different building blocks that I can see. But y'all, it is totally different. Totally different when an artist knows how to take these set notes and not build something where you sense any of those set notes. You sense the vibe. You sense the picture of a mountain lake. And then once you start diving into it, yes, there's dandelions. Yes, there's water. Yes, there's all that cedar and cool stuff. But somehow, when I just take this all in, I get a lake mountain scene, which is not easy to do. You can't just throw a water note and a dandelion note in this and expect it to become this. I don't know how they did this.
And I'm looking at this picture again because you can see the rocks in the background, the mountain, the greens, the ocean. There's all the actual nature in the picture. But how do you make that into a scent?
I think that's why we love the ones we love, because it's that balance that they've been able to create. And in any art form, it's whether it's music or dance, it's about the balance that brings in the genius of the art form. God is in the details. And it's being able to take things that normally where the rest of us would do a finger painting, they create a beautiful photorealistic oil painting of that place using these colors.
And
it's
the smell of this just makes you think of in those movies when you see people go off to summer camp and all of the stories and the new friends and the pen pals that you get. I'm immediately there. But there is just something about that escape into nature that's good for the soul. So if I have a crazy week going on and I feel like I need to just escape to a little summer day in the mountain water, I'm going to totally run towards this.
And call me crazy, but this has got a little bit of romance to it.
Oh, yeah.
This has got just a little bit of if you needed this to be you and your buddies at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that's great. But if you also wanted to sneak off to the girls' camp and grab a girlfriend and go for a little midnight stroll along the water,
I wouldn't say
this
you're wrong.
Has got a little bit of that in there too. I'm not going to say
there have been a few of the Kindle books I've been reading, and they've been counselors at camp or something. But there is something fun about
That's why you have to put a password in before you buy her books.
But there is something different, again, about being away and adventuring and getting to know people different. When you stay the night and you get to know them, from morning to night, you get to know who these people really are.
Right.
There's that bond that happens when you offer, on that adventure together for weeks on end. You really get to know people differently.
Glorious hint of a cologne or a perfume in this. I don't think you'd be wrong.
Again, if we didn't read the set notes and I just smelled this, there's something pretty in it. There is something clean. There is something sweet, and there is something masculine. I think it's more the wood sides in there, but it's a well-rounded scent. They're all in there.
So y'all, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is be headed off to summer camp. Well, there's going to be a girl there who looks exactly like you. And for some reason, past the understanding, you're not going to notice it, and neither is anybody else. Well, right about the time you destroy her cabin by means of a prank and you realize that you have the same birthday, you just got your own! So head over to summerbreaksoaps.com where you'll find this and a ton of other cool stuff. I love that in the shaving world, my favorites jump out at me when least expected. And y'all, this isn't just my favorite summer break soap. This is my favorite of the month so far. There is just something about how they have delicately crafted the balance of these scents. Something in the wood, in the dandelions, in the water really takes me to those places where I grew up in my childhood. Richardson's Grove State Park, Jedediah State Park, and the California Redwoods where there was always a big blue swimming hole to be explored. And y'all, this lather is among some of the most luxurious paintable lathers that I have yet explored. And just beautiful and foamy, but thick on your face and right where you need it to be so your razor can do its little ice skating routine. Summer Break Soaps, thank you so much for this. Welcome to Messages.
So, our friend Craig from Opus Brush sent us both of these brushes so that we can have a special giveaway just for you!
And 2 giveaways here on YouTube. You get to choose which one you want, and the other one we will give away on an Instagram Live at the end of the summer. So all you have to do is be a subscriber here on YouTube and maybe follow Opus Brush on Instagram. That would be nice.
Yeah.
You could do a lot worse. And check back here on July 3rd after sending an email to WeSetYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so we can get back to you to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
There should be a national holiday that kicks off summer, don't you think?
Right?
Put in the comments.
We decided. Our
there
first
should be
weekend,
a day off where everybody has to go to either a baseball game or go find a rope swing or something like that. Just celebrate the heat that's about to take over your life for about 3
but that's
months.
why we decided the first week of June. We had to make it happen here.
Y'all,
you know.
after I shaved with Cannonball, let's just have a grown-up conversation, I came out and said, that was more of an enjoyable shave than I could possibly have expected. Just something about the balance, something about the menthol, something about the chlorine. And y'all, I can already tell that I'm going to have a similar experience with this one. Summer break, the combination of these scents and this base is just magical. And the actual things that you put in.
And I think it helps too that they're both teachers. Like they are around kids a lot.
Right.
And that just kind of keeps that innocent side and different perspective on life.
Right.
And it really comes through on their soaps. I can totally tell and smell that. So don't forget, we have another summer break soap left for the day today.
Their new one and a new base. Troublemaker, we shot it already. Y'all don't miss it. They have done things with lavender that are just unholy, and we love it.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
Oh, you'll smell better just watching this.